man in the world once said, and I quote, "Why spend your entire life climbing the corporate ladder when you could own it?" And it is those words that have inspired me to stand before you today and tell you why entrepreneurship is the whole thing to do. A decade ago, all you needed to secure employment was a matric certificate and a diploma. But we now live in a time where even a bachelor's degree doesn't guarantee us anything. Nearly half of all university graduates are sitting at home, unemployed, and with the huge debt that they need to repay back to financial institutions. The next best thing that these youth can turn to escape poverty is entrepreneurship. So I'm going to be outlining 7 points that they can utilize to start and grow a business. First are the types of small businesses that can be started. There's never been a better time than today to go into the computer and technology industry. Countless young South Africans have become rich through computer programming, data analyzing, and app developing. But if you prefer something more technical or tactical, then you could go into gardening or babysitting. If you prefer something more educational, you could go into tutoring. And if everything that I've mentioned so far doesn't appeal to the youth that is currently present, then they can utilize whatever learned skills that they possess, such as cooking, knitting, etc., to make money. Secondly is how to go about starting this. The businesses that I've mentioned require little to no experience, little starting capital, which means anybody, anywhere can start them at any time. Thirdly are the points to be included in your business action plan. Now you need to leverage competencies. You need to do a SWOT analysis and find out the opportunities and threats your business could come across. Secondly, you need to identify your target market. Know specifically who you'll be selling your product or service to. Thirdly, you need to research your competitors and find out what businesses in the same industry are doing in comparison to you and utilize that knowledge to improve the quality of your service or product. Next, you need to come up with a budget, open a separate bank account for your business, finance it, and then test your idea. And through testing, ensure that you market it, and you market it good, because no one has ever bought a product that they don't know exists. Fourth is what's required to grow the business. And I've identified 2 fundamental points that are necessary for business growth. And these are strategy and finance. Under strategy, you need a business plan. And you also need to ensure that the execution of this plan is just as good as the plan itself to ensure success. Under finance, you need to raise starting capital. And you also need to acquire working capital to ensure that the business functions on a daily basis. And fifth are the mechanisms that are currently in place to supporting entrepreneurs. Now, we have the National Youth Development Agency, the Grow EU Scheme, the Youth Entrepreneurship Fund, and free mentorship programs from organizations such as BISCO, the Mara Foundation, and New Venture Studio. We even live in a time where you can go on Facebook, YouTube, etc. to ask people to donate towards your business venture. And sixth is the importance of financial literacy for an entrepreneur. Now, financial literacy helps entrepreneurs to distinguish between their personal and professional finances. It teaches them to manage their money better, and it also teaches them to budget and save so that when opportunities come, they have enough money to grab them and create other streams of income for the business. And finally, are the financial skills an entrepreneur needs to have. Now, entrepreneurs need to know how to budget. They need to know how to keep spending as low as possible and know how to maximize profits. Entrepreneurs also need to know how, where, and when to invest to ensure that whatever they invest comes back with profit. And thirdly, entrepreneurs need to know how to manage their credit rating so that their businesses don't drown in unnecessary debts. And last, but certainly not least, entrepreneurs need to be financially disciplined. They need to know how to spend money consciously and not waste it so that it can be saved and reinvested back into the business to help the business grow. Now, I'd like to send a message to the youth. I want you guys to know and always remember from now on that we are not tomorrow's employees or job seekers, but we are tomorrow's employers and job creators. And I believe that I've equipped each and every one of you here with the knowledge that you need to go out there and start a successful business. Thank you very much for lending me your ears, your time, and for giving me the opportunity to tell you my story.